us off, I want you to ask yourself, what is respect and who deserves it? Respect is essential for a well-functioning society. It allows generations to effectively coexist as it establishes boundaries and helps build and maintain connections. It also shows the sincerity of a person and makes society an orderly place for everyone. However, the concept, like many others, has some unfortunate flaws and a bit of a dark truth, many of which haven't been talked about for a whole lot. Respect is a two-way street. When you respect someone, in turn, they are expected to respect you. But what is it that we are supposed to respect exactly? Is it the person or is it their actions? The answer is each other's rights. There's a saying that goes, where one's rights ends, another's begins. Rights are something that we have which others are supposed to respect. But what happens when someone superior to us, like an elder or someone high ranking in society, steps over these boundaries? The way respect is being taught to children and the next generations is by the phrase, never disrespect your elders or superiors. This is a very good value to follow, but why do I see a problem with it? You see, the concept of respect can sometimes, or to be honest, are oftentimes exploited. And this flaw of respect can be used by someone above us to step on other people's rights. Imagine this scenario. You're a child in a family gathering in your own home. You're very shy around strangers and even among people in school. Upon seeing you, a group of older women, apparently some relatives you haven't heard of for a long time, tell you to get closer to them. They greet you happily and kindly at first, but then they start insulting you out of nowhere. Oh, my son is more successful than you, and he's 2 years younger. Your pimples are showing, and your belly is very bloated. How unhealthy for a person your age. And some other insults like how you behave around them in that one moment they saw you in the past. The point of this whole video will be identified using these three questions. The first question, in this situation, do the adults still deserve to be respected? Second, would speaking up for yourself be justifiable in this situation? And lastly, are they in the wrong? The answer to the first question is a no. To elaborate, let's try switching the ages. If a bunch of kids were to call on their aunt and insult her, would it be correct? If a group of uncles were to call on the old lady serving them food in a restaurant, then they proceeded to call her names, would that be morally right? In no scenario is it okay for anyone to insult anyone out of the blue. Insulting or depreciating someone one-sidedly without hearing the person of interest's side of the story is undoubtedly wrong. To understand more on this topic, watch one of my videos on the neutral perspective, where I talk about how not taking into account different perspectives will cause discord within society. As for the second question, logically the answer would be yes. If someone were to call you names on the sidewalk when you walk past them, it wouldn't be wrong to respond and defend yourself. It may not be the most practical thing to do, but it's still not wrong by any means. However, there is a nuance to this, which we will get back to later on in the video. As for the final question, they are no doubt in the wrong for obvious reasons. There is no reason for you to be restricted to express yourself and explain your side of the story. We have human rights and the freedom of expression on anything we are directly concerned with. However, an issue arises due to the nuance around the second answer. See, if it's just a random stranger, it's pretty easy to talk back and defend yourself since you're not related to that person. But would it be the same if it was an older relative? Most probably not. It's a pretty common issue that's based on the intersection between one's rights and the concept of filial piety that includes the attitude of obedience, devotion, and care towards one's parents and elder family members. That is the basis of individual moral conduct and social harmony. Despite that, it's pretty important to take into consideration the things they talked about and reflect on oneself if it aligns with our beliefs. This video is not in any way to encourage anyone to do unnecessary backtalks or remarks that might cause the situation to escalate. We can still appear polite to anyone even if we do not respect them. But when someone crosses the line and says something they shouldn't, speak up and let everyone hear what you have to say. So how do we then find the balance between that intersection? Well, it's actually pretty simple. It's just up to the superior ones to take responsibility and be more considerate and understanding when an inferior shows their concern. Inferiors must also maintain their respectful stance. Remember, the family is the smallest, yet a very important unit of society. But if we have families where only the parents are given the freedom to express themselves, then what does that mean for the future of our democratic country? To sum things up, respect is a good thing, which should continue as an integral part of society. However, superiors such as the elderly or officials among others should never overstep anyone's boundaries or assume that they can get away with anything just because of their privilege to be respected as a higher position in society. The youth should also be mindful of the proper boundary between seeking respect and disrespecting their superiors, because like the saying goes, respect is a two-way street. That's it for this one. See you next time. What's up guys, I'm Charles, your host here from A Cup of Coffee. This channel is all about socio-political and cultural issues that we have, which I think should be talked about a lot more in order for them to get fixed and for us to have a better world. If you enjoyed this type of video, then you might want to consider liking and subscribing to the channel. And if you want to stop yourself from your bad habits like procrastination, for example, then you might want to watch this video made by my friend. That's it for this one, and I'll see you next time.